Da. Viva ANC Youth League, viva. Viva ANC Youth League, viva. Viva Youth League in Gauteng, viva. My Pagame Youth League, my Pagame. I Pagame Youth League. Jonga sisi suchinchinto zami ungazi. No, suru zawu azodwa uzawu. Uchincha manzama apha awuvuli nebhotile. Uzenza umuntu kwabantu be Youth League. Ndiboneni ndikhona. Thank you very much, the leadership of the province, of the Youth League, the chair, and the secretary, and the entire provincial leadership of the Youth League, the leadership of the province of the ANC, led by the deputy chair, and all PEC members represented here. To all the business people who have donated, I was told that we have raised almost 4 million. I said we must watch them because they like to show off and they don't pay after. So we must chase them. But we thank you because you are supporting a good cause. Supporting the Youth League, supporting the ANC is supporting a sustainable revolution in the country. Is sustaining a machinery that will defend this revolution. A reliable machinery, a bankable machinery of the youth of our country, the driving force of change in our country, which is the ANC Youth League. We concluded a very successful conference some weeks ago of the ANC Youth League, and today they are already at the induction stage. So when we finish here, we are going to address the induction of the Youth League. That is a great achievement. And I know that the Youth League here in Gauteng in the next coming weeks will be also going to a conference. Because we don't want conferences in August and October. We need to focus on the task of reaching out to our people, because the revolution is in danger of being hijacked. We need to do that, comrades, with speed. We need to be united in doing so. We need to be less anarchic and become the driving force of young people, and never shy away from raising issues of content and driving the interest of young people. The ANC is under attack, and the defense of the ANC will come from the ranks of the ANC Youth League and the Youth League itself. So it is absolutely necessary and important that the ANC Youth League must be stronger, especially here in Gauteng. We need a very strong Youth League, a united ANC Youth League here in Gauteng. Gauteng has always been the leader in terms of ideas and rejuvenation of our movement. The best things first start in Gauteng. And you need to protect that legacy going forward and become the champion and in the driving seat of innovation and rejuvenation of new ideas. There are many challenges that face young people today, and Comrade Nomantu spoke about one part, which is education. But the bigger challenge that is facing the youth of our country is disengaged youth, where you find that among the battalion of the unemployed or the brigade of the unemployed, the majority of the unemployed are people who are not skilled, people who suffer from social ills, early teenage pregnancy, drop out from high school, and all of that. And the critical question that faces this revolution is, what are we going to do with those youth whom you found everywhere, but they are not skilled? And we have intervened in the past 30 years with a number of interventions, one of which is EPWP, in terms of intervention to skill these young people, and basically with the possibility that they will find their way back to employment, at least by being skilled. Because when you drop out of school, you're having early teenage pregnancy. You basically are suffering from the illness of hopelessness. There's no hope there. It's just dark. And the ANC government then intervened with EPWP, with learnerships, particularly targeting those particular young people and so on, reskilling them and redirect them. And with the full knowledge, again, we intervened in terms of TVET colleges, with the full knowledge that not everybody will make it in university. And then we redirect the youth to that particular direction. So a lot of young people are unemployed, and then in this particular brigade you can dissect it and realize that we're dealing with a challenge of disengaged youth. And that is why we said that one of the key interventions is government massification of National Youth Service Program. But the question for government has always been, where are we going to get money to deal with these people? Comrades, COVID alone took 2 million jobs away from us. 2 million jobs. We were reduced from 17 million people or so employed to about 14 million people. We are recovering now, according to Statistics South Africa, to about 16 million. So our economy is on the recovery. And we are told that our gross domestic product is growing at 0.4%. So anyone who says that we are not moving, we are going backward, if we lose power next year, it will make us look like we're sleeping on the job. And the fruits of this recovery will be enjoyed by non-entities, Nabo Mafikizolo. So that is why it is important, the Youth League, to regroup and lead the agenda of social transformation, and basically providing a voice and hope to the hopeless, which is the youth of our country. We have intervened, comrades, in terms of poverty. You know, 350 to a person who's unemployed is a lot of money. And then, according to Statistics South Africa, if we were to increase that 350 to about 10 billion per month to these people who are unemployed, we will have wiped out one thing that is called poverty. And that is what we need to basically examine. It's very important. So that we discuss and we are informed by data and information in our country. Not this jazz festival that the ANC has failed. It's not even a jazz festival, that thing. I don't know even what it is. But there is a chorus here that we have failed. And we don't see the Youth League in the discourse in defense of the revolution. Where are you, comrades, in the Twitter streets? The only thing you master is to discuss factionalism and bad-mouthing us and insulting leadership. Mbalula, we will not do this and that. And you are many on Facebook. But being many on Facebook is not adding to Who is on Twitter? All these people who don't want the ANC, they are on Twitter in their numbers. But we don't see you. When people say Ramaphosa must go, Ramaphosa must step down, they hated the ANC, not Ramaphosa. And the reason they hated Ramaphosa is because they are afraid of him. They are afraid about the power of the African National Congress. And that is what you need to know and understand. That you yourself, witting and unwittingly, you become part of the complaining brigade. That has come to accept, among others, that the revolution has failed our people. This revolution has never failed our people. and it will not fail our people. What is failing our people is characters which have got an uncontrollable desire for power within our midst. An individual, and all of that, it's just a character. But the revolution in itself is on track. And then Ailimalanga revolution. So, comrades and friends, we need to work for the, because without the ANC, you've got nothing. I see even people who come and promise heaven and earth, and they don't even know how to even slaughter cows. They just need to be taken to SPCA. I've never seen a person struggling to slaughter a cow. I mean a cow, my daughter. A person struggling to slaughter a cow there promises people heaven and earth. And people believe these characters, you know. I see this character that is hijacking the revolution in our country. He says we must accept what he says and it must not be challenged. And if you challenge the distortions he makes, including about our revolution, then you are attacking him personally. That's cult. But he's got all the right to attack the ANC, personally and otherwise. But when he's challenged on the distortion of the revolution and the things, he says, no, I'm being attacked by Mbalula. Mbalula is about himself. I mean, how can I be about himself? An example of me being about himself is him. Because I defended him. When I was minister and the president who was in charge, which was Jacob Zuma, didn't want him. I went with a ministerial position to defend him at the DC of the ANC. And then today he says, I'm about himself. An example of me being about himself, about myself, it's him. Because I stood with him in darkness and in difficult times. And I said to the ANC, don't expel this boy. And then they expelled him. I stood with him. Bamposha. For what they believed in. Now, bendingazuhamba kwa ANC naye ndingaxoshwanga. Bendingazuhamba naye ndingaxoshwanga. I stood here. Wahamba yena, and their comrades who are flirting with him about our organization. That's what makes him think that he can tell us what to do. A 10% political party want to tell us what to do in this country. And then he sees union buildings in his dreams. Not that I want to be in union building. In his dreams, yes. He will be in union building in his dreams. We will work to defend the revolution. We know why this revolution is under attack and assaulted. Malema is the biggest puppet in this country who represents the interest of those who want to deal with what we call ANC majoritarian. We know that the ANC is not liked. The ANC must be wiped out of power. The ANC must be less than 50%. Malema is not working to be in the union building. He's working to decrease the majority of the African National Congress. We know his agenda. That's what he stands for. Because he will never win the majority of these people. He will eat in the same boat where the ANC is. He will eat there. We know that that is the objective. The strategic objective is to eat from the majority of the ANC. That's why in 2016 they gave Tshwane to the DA. They gave Johannesburg to the DA. They gave Port Elizabeth to the DA. We must, as the ANC, review this marriage we have with them here in Johannesburg. We must. We must review that marriage we have here. We can't go with people who want to see us out of power. No, siyabe ne DA ke. Siyazi ukuthi here is the enemy. And then when we meet with them after the election, that will be it. We can't be in power and give power. Let's go back to the benches and work, comrades. Siye kube sibhekana no Julius and his political party and cult. We must not. The ANC must review its marriage with the EFF, which is not even clearly defined. Siyankwankwaza, nyetle, nyetle, nyetle. We can't explain this nonsense. We can't explain it on political terms. We only explain it on the basis of our own interest. But on principle, we can't explain it. We must go back to the trenches and convince our people to vote for the African National Congress. That's what we must do. We must not go with our head in the cap and back for the EFF. We are beggars. Ramaphosa was able to tell Europeans and everybody under one roof that we are not beggars. Our president is being mauled and assaulted and destroyed, embarrassed and attacked by a cult. Zimkile, they are gone. We must review that marriage and we'll table it in the ANC and we'll look at it. What do we stand to benefit from this? Politically, we are being assaulted here. And that is what is important, we must understand. The ANC majority is the biggest threat to our enemies. They want us down, comrades. They want us below 50%. They are assisted by these ones. That the ANC must go down. We are busy here with things that we ourselves can't explain, Comrade Nomantu. Nasi span, Panyaza must continue. Nasi span, week in and week out. The ANC is delivering. They can take us to court, they can do anything. Nasi span. Comrades, we are in the trenches. I left government, I went to contest for SG. Nina ni saban. Jigulalu tuli house, kutsima kunjalo. I'm there. Because our future, comrades, is not in the distant horizon. It's what we do today. We must go full out in the trenches and work for the victory of the African National Congress. We can't be threatened by small boys. Small boys who can't even slaughter a cow. We can't be threatened by small boys. You know, he speaks about ubutota. Bamdindota ndolugam. Dolugam na. Dabubonu bumnyama. It doesn't qualify. I didn't go to a hospital. Zanga ndaye esibhedlele mna. And azange ndabubaleka ubutota. Dabumela. Yes. Dabumela. And I'm proud of that. But the fact of the matter is that they have never gone through the route I've gone. And they will never repeat it. And they must understand that between a man and a boy. Siyazimela thina into zethu ma comrade. Ningasabi nani ndiyanibona niyatyutyuza niyoyika. You must never. You must be united. You must lead, you must not be afraid. Asini supporting ngoba sinithanda nje sinisupporta because you are the contributors to this revolution. I-Youth League funeka ibonakale kuthi khona makushukume kubonakala. Ningaleqi nje iposo nje. Post. We want to be ministers, MECs and all of that. Zileqeni ngomsebenzi, comrades. Lead the revolution of young people. Lead it. And don't be afraid to engage the ANC with ideas. Because we in the ANC, some of us forget where we come from. And it's easy for us to sell the revolution on an altar. Sithengise nje revolution ihambe. Izinto zingenzeki. When things are not happening, the youth must remind us that, Comrade Mbalula, what is the problem with this and that? We took a resolution for land redistribution without compensation. Where and how far are you? You must ask those questions. Ni politike. Ni ngoyiki politique. Ni beniyocela permission to think. Ni cela lanto ni permission kubani? Kubani ozakunika permission? All what will happen is that when you come to me, you want permission to think, I will manipulate you. And I'll tell you, go this direction, don't go that direction. You've got to be here in the ANC, rejuvenate the ANC, build the ANC, defend the revolution. You must be the first on the front line. You must never retreat. Nikezela zintanga zenu apa. Zitlazinyuka apa ziya phezulu naphansi. You must be in the forefront of the defense of the revolution. We don't want a youth league that is ill-disciplined, that does not listen. You know, comrades, you must not confuse to be a rascal to militancy. Yabon, radicalism is a very progressive terminology. Rascal, into yetsotsi, you know, disruption and all of that is rascal. Militancy means that you are moved by the injustice meted against your people. In that sense, you become militant and you rise. You know, when people are trampled upon in terms of their rights and everything else, what makes you to move from that seat and be in the streets and shout Amanda? It's not anger, it's militancy. You feel deep about the injustice meted against. Nobody will tell you the date and the time they joined the struggle. But they just stood up and then they found themselves in no time they were in jail and there was no turning back. All the hippos you saw, the Unit 17s, the Boers and everything else with their donkey pills and everything else, it just became dark. You didn't see them and you were deep in the revolution. You became an activist. You joined the struggle. You didn't go to university to study politics to join the struggle. You joined because there was a cause around you. You stay in a shack. You go to school barefoot. You don't have money to eat. Your mother is a domestic worker. That's what defined your totality and your involvement in the struggle. That's made you to move and to be involved and to engage in a revolution. What comes as a surplus in the revolution that you are able to study? The revolution is able to teach you that you must be the best of the best. You must be the cadre of the people and all of that. It's a surplus in the revolution. But what made you to be involved is that there is something around me that is not right. And it needs me to be somewhere to agitate, to be part of a movement of people that is striving for social change in our country. And that is what made us all to join the struggle. With that, you can't say it was on a Sunday, it was on a Saturday, it was on a Monday, 12 o'clock. No, it just happened. You went to university, and when you arrive at university, when you joined or you did not join, you were shambocked, and you were out of school and you became a dropout. You went to university with all the aims and the right objectives to become a better person. You came back, you became a dropout. All of those propelled you to be involved in the struggle. And that struggle still persists today. It's not over. That struggle with the ascendancy to political power of the African National Congress did not mean that struggle is over. What the ANC as a vehicle at the disposal of the people of this country was providing us with the possibility to have access to the levers of power to transform the lives of our people for better. And that is why this economy is not in our hands. How do we do that? We say we will implement affirmative action. We will implement black economic empowerment. We will ensure that our people get basic services. All of what you see around us today, delivered by the ANC, it is propelled by the revolution. And the understanding that the struggle is not over. And that is why it is not handouts. It is a decisive intervention. When you say you will have water and tap water in your street, but we take it from the street, we put it in your house, you will have electricity. Not everyone else, even in a shack, you will have electricity. We will deliver that. We will give you free grants. That is intervention done by the African National Congress. Comrades, do not be misled and allow the revolution to be hijacked, Figizo, who have stolen your slogans and basically claimed and claimed to be their own and formed organizations around them. We were in a house when we taught Julius economic freedom. I was with that ungovernable Tony Ngeni. When we taught him economic freedom, and that day Tony Ngeni was sober, very sober. And then he was leading that discussion, and then Simfaki politik, Ugut Jonga. This revolution is about economic freedom. We've got to be radical. And then he took it to the Youth League. It was in a house when we planted those ideas in that head of his. And then today he says, no, he's the best thing since sliced bread. He's the best thinker. We're best thinker. Why Fumana people take ANC? They can't speak without referring to the NDR. Why am I understand? When we're teaching him NDR, he left. And we sympathized with him. And there's no way the revolution will be defeated by a counter-revolutionary and an anarchist. You know, comrade, Hitler was, when he started that nonsense, which was defeated by Soviet Union, he called himself a socialist, Hitler. He hijacked people, spoke progressive, everything. In no time, wabulala majuta. That's why you are going with this. No content, no direction, economic freedom, one. All those kids who are there, believing they are following the right thing, they are suppressed. You won't speak when he speaks. Teta yetu, utimna, I'm on TV every day, Mdntv, when you are on TV more than Muvhango and generations. More than Muvhango and generation. Mazili meziekeni. And this ujigamna. The ANC's under attack is being distorted here by clowns who don't have content. And every day we are quiet. And who are sponsored by the West to defeat the African revolution, masquerading as revolutionaries by day, mafias by night. Masquerading as revolutionaries by day, mafias by night. We have been hijacked here in Gotsotsi. Every day, abantu be-ANC bathule, i-Youth League ithule niyoyika. Si hijackwa ngotsotsi emini daylight. Umalema ngubani ezasixelela ngepoverty yabantu bakuthi. When is languishing in goodness and everything that is good. Nguye law. Azos educate ngepoverty. Yena. Ukuthi yena is the best socialist. Yes, I can at least recognize Ndlozi. Yes, I can recognize him. Ukuthi hello no kuyathetha. We can't be hijacked, man, by clowns. And then we are quiet and our people believe that story. Every day, abantu bakuthi bayaklenza abazangena FNB ngoku. Believing that bangena enkonzweni yokonyane kalkhanyana. They have been hijacked. They are told that the ANC is a disaster. Uzuma, in the past 15 years, was being insulted by this boy. In no time umbizela itiye kwakhe ndithi hayi xekhala letwana linzima uyomamela lonto umsholozi ukuthi no, he can be saved by Malema from all his atrocities, his life and everything. Ulenda pa uhamba nomzwandile no Tony because they fled there. Uandile Lungisa uzenza isitshovi pa ubusy every day umelana ne-EFF. Umuntu ofuna i-EFF makaye kuyo man. Not yet. Makaye kuyo ayoyijoyina. Asinaqala lonto. Don't be with us here. Uzosixelela ukuthi uMalema uright. Uright phi uMalema? uMalema at any given point in time, whenever we wanted him, he has shown us ukuthi he sleeps with the enemy. Usponsorishwa yi-enemy. Uqhatha abantu bakuthi. At crucial moments, he has taken that EFF. I went to him just this past election. Damcenga ndahlala naye noPule pha ePitoli wathi no, sizakwenza power sharing. Wasiniki exam xa sidibana naye. Exam ukuthi masibhale 10 points. Yes, ayibhala man. We wrote that exam. Samxelela, no, we have done this and that and that. What is suka and up? Now the taps are drying, are running dry. He's coming here using municipalities to get some sense here. And then the ANC, because ningoma lambani, niyapha niyophaphata niyothatha londo ninikwayo. Niyayithatha into engekhoyo niyayishwabanisa nifake epokothweni because ningoma lambani. You don't want to get to a revolution. Lesi kuyo. Niyahamba ningomhlupheki amagameni. Ewe kunzima outside power, comrades. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it's not for the first time. It's not for the first time. We need to take them on politically and lead a real revolution in this country. Singatengi. We must not retreat on that. We must stay focused. Because this thing of retreating, we are just going to donate this revolution. We are donating it every day. We are donating it every day. Flip-flopper of note. Isixelela nge-revolution. Somebody who speaks this today, tomorrow he wakes up talking different things. Zuma was the enemy, today is the best. Cyril was the best, today is nothing. Flip-flopper, even in policy, there's no policy there. There's no policy there. The think tank of that thing is Floyd. Yes, if Floyd can die, the thinking is gone there. He's got no capacity to think, nothing. Floyd or drafter yonke lanto ne cardinal points is called. There's nobody there. So, comrades, you must never ever retreat on the principle of leading and directing this revolution. And here in Gauteng, you must have a successful conference of the Youth League. You know, when we came to the Youth League, and then we supported the Youth League, other comrades wanted that things must be stalled. They are young, they will learn. But we had concluded that this thing will never be perfect. It will perfect itself. Any process that relaunches the Youth League will never be perfect. You know, when we launched the Youth League in 1991, we went to a college, Batisiabuswa. It was hot there. It was very hot. Bekuchisa. Eyenyinto. Urapu wasizela ngento pa wafuna contest to Peter Mkaba. Samtwatyusha. It was tough. Yeah, kwafika inkalakatha pa the ANC. Inkalamanzinzi kwafika uWalter Sisulu ndibalandoni. Kwafika noOliver Tambo. Ku conference ye Youth League. Yayibophile man. Ibophile eziva ukuthi uyama urap sathi emfondini makancinci akafuna samtyatyusha samfaka waba ngu-SG sathi into besikufunela yona uba ngu-SG bhala fondini ngoba sinanca nawe asazi ngubani lokufake umoya kamtyholi nangu Killerman khokhela Peter zabuya. So Youth League has gone through processes. Abantu abangayaziyo ke Youth League abangene nge-appointment umntu azange aqale ebranchini yabo. Yes, zanga khokhele kule jazz festival intsha ye-ANC yochitha istructure no appoint ichomi nabantwana bama-comrade benkokheli ne-PA ze-ministers. Ibuyile ngoba i-Youth League esiyaziyo ibuyile leqala phansi elokishini inyuke iye university iphume ingene ebantwini. Yile Youth League sininike yona, yile siphuma kuyo, yilo Youth League sifunayo. Asifuni Youth League ye horizontal entry APA ze MEC onomantu ngoba baphethe xa bagqiba uchitha i-Youth League bafaka ii-PA zabo kwi-trustini. Sifuni loo nto, asifuni loo nto. Sifuna abantu abavela phantsi abayaziyo ukuyakha ibranch, into ezingasaziyo isilungu ya azithi ziyathetha ungaziva ukuthi zithini. Ya uva iyapitiliza le ntombazana, iyapitiliza ijika ikujikwa. Uyabona into engayazi isilungu qonda ukuthi hayi yiyo i-Youth League le. Ikhula apha emzabalazweni idibe ndala uyibone nansi inkokheli tyhini sayihlamba le ntombazana okanye le kwekwe sayenza umntu yayikrwada. Ndandikrwada kwamna lo ndivutha umlilo ndinqandwa ngapha nangapha ndibabiza abafazi ndithi zii-paraplegic ndibizwa ngapha nangapha ndaphoswa yi-DC ndakhuselwa nguRhalema Mdlana. Ndibala ntoni into zoPeter Mgaba, into zo-kill the poor, kill the farmer. Zinqandwa ngapha nangapha nguMandela, zithembiswa idiscipline. Ndibala ntoni madoda, into zoLulu Johnson, into evuka ikhamisa ityhale nje. uMadiba waphantsi uyibonisa umnyama yathi no ya-attack i-Springboks ukuthi i-emblem ye-Springboks mayichithwe. uMandela wathi hey andizuninika mali yenkomfa. Ndibala ntoni madoda, ndibala urhola ihlahla ngokwakhe. Into yayihamba ichitha ii-meetings ze-Communist Party phuma phantsi egadeni. Yagqitywa ngabantu le nto, igqitywe etrenini ngoomajombozi. Baza bathi into efunekayo yi-Youth League. Babaleka ngayo oXuma bayivuma, kanti bavuma into bangayaziyo, bavuma ikoyoko. Yavela i-Youth League yamchitha uXuma, wabahambisa ngenyawo Oliver Tambo noMandela usuka eSoweto uze town. Bemxelela nge-militant program of action, wathi niphambene makwedini. Ndibala ntoni madoda, Oliver Tambo, Anton Limbede. Ndibala ntoni? That's the Youth League we want, not the Youth League omavuka engceni vumbululu because ubethwe i-jackpot. Ubethwe i-jackpot. Asifuni loo nto, funeka niyikhusele i-autonomy. Siselapha sizayikhusela, soze siyichithe i-Youth League. Sizayikhusela i-Youth League, sizayigayida xa iphuma endleleni. We will sagayidwa, sakhuselwa, sakhuliswa, sacenceshelwa. Sayibona indlela nanamhlanje asikakafiki. Sisekuyo. siyabuza ukuthi hey kujikwaphi nangoku siphethe nje sikunyuliwe sisayibuza indlela youth league le thina comrades sayikhokhela youth league we purist besingajonganga mva singene ngenyawo elinye ngapha singene ngeli uyazi xa uye youth league conference xa utyiwayo xa ubuyayo uzawubuya usengu-regional chairman or uyi-REC member besizi-purist xa utyiwe yeah and then ubuyele egrawundini uyozulwela because age is still on your side hayi le nto uJulius xa simonyula simenza upresident ndaxabana namacomrade wamdama ndodo yes utsho ndamoshe ungatsho futhi dama ndodwa yandijikela yonke that the issue I was raising that comrades lento ye youth league ekula ngabantu abana 35 osongezo mjongile may his soul rest in peace ichomi ya madiba madoda uyemyemi uvela bampenzela wathi that comrade songezo awunawuba ipresident ye youth league una 35 masika abantwana lento baxhafuze kuye when they go wrong we'll correct them uhamba wrong ke umalema because yathi sisamcorrectisha wayenyathela nge-ill discipline ngesantya esiphezulu yanyisa iprocess but we never abandoned him we defended him to the end we never did thina salahla mntu thina we defended what we stood for till the end and that is what is important. So, comrades, i-youth league mayikhokhele lulutsha fana nekhosas fana nendoda enentshebe nabantwana ithi ngu-SG wekhosas ikhosas into yabantwana besikolo ikhosas into yabantwana besikolo hayi amadoda atshatileyo anabantwana umntu kuthiwa message of support econferenceni kuphakama indoda ubucinga ubafana mhlawumbi irepresenta izanu PF youth iphakama ithi ndimi ikhosas uthi hayibo andinondimi ukhosas abakrelekrele ngelo xesha abantwana esikolweni baphucukile bakrelekrele baclever gqithi yi-training base mos ikhosas ye-youth league abantwana abakwazi ukukhokhela bavalelwe ngalamaqheko asikho isikhokhelo sabantu abatsha ezikolweni abantu abatsha naba apha bathi zi-spokesperson bahleli apha sasiphelise loo nto ikhosas mayibuyele ebantwaneni besikolo into ebalulekileyo le isanko nayo siyayibuyisa macomrade ya kukho abantu apha abazingela bephethe ityiwa bathi ngabantu besanko ndafika ndabamamela phaa eLuthuli House meeting yokuqala yesibini ndabona aba bantu aba bathetha nam bathi zi-veterans ngapha sebese-IEC bayorejistara isanko as a political party ndathi ngamaxoki asoze ndimosheke ixesha le-ANC nelam ngamaxoki I went to the right people siyaqhuba ngoku bangayivule yabo isanko uba bayafuna siyaqhuba ngoku no Mike Soko no Richard Hlophe ne-press conference ngomso bazabe bekhona pha siyaphambili obuthozi ngabantu abavula i-political party bajoyina le baphume kule bajoyina enye awuyazi xa uhleli nabo abatata abadala ukuthi lo mntu uzimisele ntoni empilweni yakhe yabona laa mgogwana bebewuvulile weCOPE uphelile ngoku uphele tutunya ndibone kwale veki udirejistwa sayibulala ingakafiki nasepalamente laa nto sayibulala nya yayingana-agenda yabo ukhona omnye apha othi ufuna uvula i-political party ngomnye unobhala ongazange agqiba ithembu yakhe we-ANC ndimgadile simlande ngapha eParis akangavuki uthi uzavuma makayivulele political party azosinceda ngalamageza agcwele apha emane sithi ngabantu be-ANC bahambe naye because kukho amageza apha adisguizileyo bazibiza ngamagama xa ndigqibelisa comrades akho mntu ufuna uzuma etrongweni asifuni loo nto ulamula uyichophela laa mcimbi uyawuqhuba sawubona uzawusibeka asifuni ixhego lina-81 years libe licinga ngetrongo sifuni loo nto asifuni loo nto yile nto sathethe enkomfeni sathi msholozi masike sisondelane yabona xhego lakuthi eliya asilicenge sisondelane senze le nto abelungu bathi yi-2-nathering sisondelane akho mntu ufuna uzuma etrongweni kuzovela la mageza again atshise izinto bathi yi-revolution loo nto sisikezo ndibone omnye phaa igeze khona ucinga bafana indawo yodlalela le bathi enye inkukuma nje phaa ekhoti phaa icinga bafana yindawo yodlalela le ikhoti akawazi umthetho uzambetha yoxela umthetho abe uzambetha ayondawo yodlalela inkundla amatyala ayondawo yodlalela so asifuni ixhego lakuthi iveteran yethu ibe idade ezitrongweni siphatha kakubi loo nto noba ke ezinye zezinto asivumelani nazo uyabona siphatha kakubi loo nto kusenabantu banocinga bafana ukuthi hayi siyayivuyela loo nto jonga apho sikhoyo asinaxesha loba sibamba abantu sileqana nee-former presidents sityhile kwenye ibhayibhile umatamela sihamba na umatamela naye ungene kwigere yokugqibela ya sanuyingxamela ke into ukuthi kuza kwenzakala ntoni after umatamela ehambile ndiyabona niyingxamela abanye bethu nihamba nisityhola nje ukuthi hayi oMbalula bafuna uphatha hayini makhombisa sanuyingxamela sanuba ngamaqeleku sanuba ngamaqeleku ngani ke niziphathe man nibe negunya nibe proud ngale ANC uyabona singabi ngamaqeleku sibe sinyathelana ingathi ngamavithi into ezingamva nomphambili asibe nembeko man uyabona upresident usiphethe ngoku uzasifaka siyowina laa nto siya kuyo next year siyiwine laa nto sayiwina ngomatamela Cyril Ramaphosa sihamba naye yes bayayizama ke into yabo yeemali zoomatrasi abakwazi uyiphendula sibajongile nje mabayiqhube sithe kubo qhubani manene namanenekazi nigqiba into zenu sinijongelele singxaki nangaleyo noba kuvela ntoni na simile kule ndawo sime kuyo siyakwazi ukuthi sodila njani ngento ezithile into ezibalulekileyo embuthweni so comrades siyayiqhuba le nhlangano iyadibana iqhutywa ngerenewal ayiqhutywa nje bathi ntoni nge-guest work iqhutywa ngoba kukho inkokheli kuphethwa akungathethwa kuthethwa yiletha uxola xa simthumile ayobhilda i-youth league wafika waqhube yakhe into pha asikange simsuspende siye samothusa nje sizawufika mhlekazi othuka nyani awu intwana yam madoda uxola ucinga namenoni ayini intwana yethu nabona nje ukuthi noshame othukile ndamonyusela ngapha eparliament ndimbonisa nje ukuthi yethu yekubhayiza intwana yalo mbutho i-ANC yabalungisa abantu ya abantu bayo akho mntu we-ANC ugxothwayo hayi kugxothwa amageza nje madoda igeza siyagxotha bendihleli namacomrade ase-north west ndibabonisa ukuthi apha embuthweni macomrade asinazo injongo yochitha amacomrade and nake the architect yochitha structure zapha Northwest umuntu obehamba phambili ujonga i-leader yochitha ezastruct him bachithwe ndim bonke no Supra lo manje sithi mbak zozo damchitha so did no nabofili bebehamba bonke xa sichitha uSupra sabafaka baphi ngoku baxabene dithi naba bathi masinichithe xa sigqiba ubafaka bazawuxabana iweekend ingakafiki so masakheni umbutho apha eNorthwest masakheni umbutho yekani uphatha abantu be-ANC gadala nibaphathe kakuhle but nidile namageza nesikhezo sikuloo nto ngoku sikuloo nto comrades yokwakha umbutho nalapha kweliphondo apha eGauteng kubalulekile ukuthi i-ANC ibe strong apha balekile i-ANC ibe strong apha eGauteng ufika uyanqola and kukho induction awuyanga kuwe phalo il discipline tesingayifuniyo le kukho induction niya induct apha ndiyakhona ngokuqasuka thetha pha nala youth no khona order ibasemgcini iza kwakha lonto basemgcini uyibambi youth league asoze kulahla so comrades sisemgcini ngoku we-organization ungathi xa kuvela into sithetha siyi-100 no our organization must be strong akutsho ukuthi nibe zizithunzela ningacingi akutshiwo loo nto yabona funeka kubonakale ukuthi kukho umbutho uyakhokhelwa ndithanda gqithi le nto uPanyaza ayenzayo ndiyibona ukuthi i-right iphixa ndijonge i-opposition heyi babilile uMashaba ejonge izihlangu ezimjonge emehlweni ubhizi uyaxoka phezulu entsukwini uthi uPanyaza uqasha abantu be-ANC uzabaqasha ubaze lapha abantu baninzi kangaka uthi no bayafakana ufika ngqinelwe sesisithuthuthu uJulius siyamngqinela pha ukuthi ya bafuna uqasha amavolontiya we-ANC bayaxoka ngesipani and all of that uxakekile uMashaba uyaxoka pha uthi kuqashwa abantu ene indaba yoqashwa kwabantu igqitywa izolo i-closing date ibiyizolo yena sesithi uye court thithi uyothini ecourt lo mfo akukakavalwa akukakajongwa kwazi CV akukashortlistwa sesecourt hayi le nto kaPanyaza hayi uyabangena uPanya man undibulele xa kangena ngeza green bomber hayi zangena amapanyapanya anda hayi ndabona ayibhokile le yakuthi yathi ndisayijonge apho yathi no ndiqasha another 6,000 ndizofaka isola dadi ayikhona le chap imvule kwenye page so funeka simsupport usegroundini yiloo nto siyifunayo usegroundini uyasebenza yiloo nto siyifunayo i-ANC makubonakale ukuthi siphethe singakhalazi siphethe sikhale ngathi singabayedeni ya icomrade ikhali libale ukuthi phethe yabona uNomantu uyajikajika ubhizi uvula ikliniki ungazivule ebusuku dadewethu uzivule emini abatyholi bazibona ubaxhelela inkomo abantu bize mna ndizoyixhela hayi laa mlingo besubona apha undibize uthi xa uyivula ikliniki ubiza abantu bakuthi ubagcwalise uthi nansi ikliniki ungayivuli ebusuku uyivule abantu babone ne-enemies ze-revolution ziyibone ukuthi iphangele i-ANC sangene amaskral kwabonakala yabexoka besithi thini sangena saphelele sangena not ebusuku emini sangena nase-deep slot akufuneka angasibaleke ndisamlindile uPK undithembise ukuthi base-deep slot oke tonini ndithe umatambela xa kafike e-deep slot funeka sekufike thina kuqala ya sesihambe pha sayigqiba i-deep slot sayigqiba i-deep slot sithetha nabantu bakuthi siphelele macomrade i-revolution ayizudifendwa ezi-ofisini ngohamba cenga ivote komavuka engceni izawudifendwa on the ground laa nto besiyenze amaskral sebantwini phakathi sisijulele basibuke singene kubo ewe sibangene abantu bakuthi asoze bayilahla i-ANC funeka singene siphelele eSoweto ya sibacenga ababantu baseSoweto ngombani sibacenge singene siphelele singayi ngepati nje khapha eSoweto singene siphelele eSoweto i-revolution iqhutywa ngalo hlobo i-youth league must be on the forefront apha eGauteng sibone zenzo hlokovani mani zawunqandwa ndim nibonakale phumani sizawuninqanda sithi hey nenza kakhulu man you are doing too much uyabona sininqande sithi hey uke wabona pha ku-Instagram bathi hey wenza kakhulu baby wena man wenza you know unxibe uyazi wenza too much i-youth league funeka ibe yilonto yenze too much sinqande sithi hayi sondelani maqabane so ndiyabulela macomrade niyibambe i-revolution ndibulela naba basiphe imali ningoyiki usipha imali ya siyayidinga yona shebe ngoba nani siyaninceda mos sometimes siyaninceda masincedane nto zakuthi man awe xa ufumene susilibala buyela kuthi ukuthi hey comrades ndinento endiyifumeneyo apha noko nditya kakuhle ngawuthi ndisula umlomo nam ndinisikele kubani maqabane kathambo yibambeni ningayeki uyabona ndiyatya mara jonga ndibona ukuthi noko le nto ndiyityayo nama ndishiye endikushiyayo ndiyakushiya bantakwethu nansi into yenu sulani umlomo nani niqhupha i-revolution so siyabulela kakhulu ma siyayazi niyathuka for usupport umbutho wenu siyayazi nibizwa ngamagama tender bringers amasela and all of that andazi ezithenda funeka zityiwe ngubani funeka zityiwe nini nidilivare qha zityiwa ngabantu bakuthi nidilivare xa ninikwithenda silwiswa ngethenda ingathi imali eninzi leyo yinto ejika apha ayifiki nasesanteni ezithenda siyabulawa ngazo kuthi hayi hey kwatsha kwacima kwathini ityana ezithenda nenza umsebenzi nidala imisebenzi into ebalulekileyo yileyo amandla awethu enkosi thank you